All right, now take a look at something that it's very important. From every position you explore the anatomy of that particular submission. So let's say as I'm here, okay, and we get here, okay, I want to keep him on a side because let's say I want to attack from this position here. Remember one thing, okay, if I get this right here, okay, most of the time they're thinking some kind of a Kimura, okay, so there's no reason why I can't immediately just, as I step over, aim my foot, heel on the inside of his armpit, okay? I don't need to take 2 steps, I can skip a step, okay? Because let's say, typically, if you're here, Philip, what would you do with that left arm besides the rhino helmet? And it just slides in right here. Here. And I keep it to my chest as this just separates right here, okay? Also, a couple things that I discovered that are very effective. Okay, number one, hooking that hip so he doesn't walk away, but it's hard for him to walk away if he can't turn his head. The only way he can walk his hips away, but if I relieve the pressure and do this, number one, you see how now all that moves now. It doesn't mean to say I can't torque this in a Kimura, okay? So that if they're walking their hip away, you can go this way here. So always remember that. But at the same time, he let go. The problem here is that whenever your knee relieves the pressure, he can turn his head and look how far to the left and watch his hips walk to the left. To the left. Walk your hips. Walk. You see how he changes the angle right here? Okay. Now, obviously, you can go to Kimuras and all that, but I'm losing my position. And there's a famous REM song, "Losing My Position." All right. So look. So as I'm here, I want to tilt that way because now, how far can his hips get? Okay, especially with this right here. The more his hips begin to walk away, the more he gets pressure on this arm right here. The other aspect is he can't really turn into me here because I can always tilt. Yeah, see his head's faced away. Okay. The other thing is this. Let's say I still have the Kimura grip right here. Okay. If I throw my leg over, okay, or that leg would typically go over, I have a bicep slice, okay? But what happens here is that because you have a very deep grip right here, okay, if you really want to make it pleasant to break this grip right here, okay, push down on this arm here because it turns it into a slicer just to get him to let go, okay? You don't feel it, but what I can do is, look, I can push forward, open it, and put it right in the crook of that elbow pit. So from here, if you want an easier time opening this, don't just frame it and pull, just push down with this hand here. And it makes it very easy for them to let go because it's really super unpleasant.
Putting that against the muscle.
Yeah. This would be too hard, it's too much. I just need to wedge it in because it begins to separate the elbow. So here, if it's not deep enough, look, I can push it forward, wedge it in, and it's to my chest. Because here now, all I'm doing is that I'm rotating it, I'm like pulling down here, and I'm rotating this wrist that way. So yeah, and he feels it. You know what I mean?
I can see his face.
No. Okay. So that's one thing. Okay. Now also remember you have the leg separator, so in all reality you don't really need the arm raiser here. Okay. Now going back to facing away, you can look. He faces away here. You get this grip here. You frame the head, and all you're gonna do now is you're gonna step so that your leg lands right about here. So as you go here, because you're pushing down here, you're just gonna step right here. And then you're gonna just wedge that in there, okay? Very important that elbow is still pushing on my thigh on his face, because here, even if he reconnects his hands, right here, it's fine, because the angle is very uncomfortable here. And that rotation, it's hard to hold on, because there's a lot of head pressure. Yes?
As you bring that left leg around, are you elevating up slightly?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you're twisting left or right or coming up.
Also, what I'm doing is I'm sliding my right knee forward so I have more base on my right knee. Okay. So as I'm, I'll walk your head back. Yes. Yeah, right there. Look. So as I'm here, okay, I'm doing more of this. Okay. So now, if you notice, this foot is not alive. This foot is alive because here it's too high for me.
Yeah.
Now I can lower myself here. And now as I step, I go 1, 2, 3. It's beautiful.
Got it.
And I move it away. Immediately move it away. Because notice he reached for it. Now from here, I'm just twisting to the left. The upper torso, as this leg is moving to the left. So it's just separated. Because look at his grip right here. His grip is going to be this. So it's fairly easy to remove it out of that way. It's easy to remove it this way. And as I go here, I finish it. Okay. Because by here, right by here, I let go and then I secure it and finish it. Okay. So just step over. Because let's say we're here. I turned him away this way here. I make sure I got this hook here. I'll make better step over here. Here. Even if he's saving his arms here, whatever it may be here, okay? It doesn't really matter, because here I can also begin to go and just sit. Because here I'm stopping myself, otherwise all my weight, and I'm spurring right into his rib here. Because now all my weight would go on his head. Yep. As I sit left, my right leg would come over and finish. And okay. So step over all the way. Now, one thing that I suggest is to practice it, folks. Yes, sir. He's going to do it. Remember, fast is slow, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So as I face away, he gets this right here, okay? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to do this so that he can aim to step here. Yes. Yes. Look, see all that right there. Look, there you go, good. One more time, so you can get that tilted. You tilt right, so your left leg can step. The second that steps, it blades like you're in an S mount, and then you sit left. So the right leg immediately, as you sit left, the right leg just comes up, and then you recenter yourself. So one more time. So we're here. Yes, sir. Oh. That did not feel good at all. Yes.
So you want it, he's kind of sitting at an angle here to your head, not quite to the side. You do kind of want to sit at the angle.
Yeah, because initially you're going to have to recompensate for the falling off that way as you come back this way. But as you do, once you learn to do it all in one motion, you have a lot of power. Because there's what you call continuity of movement, and you have momentum. In momentum, you have a lot of leverage versus stopping and then beginning to pull. Okay, so you're down. Yes, sir. So what I suggest is you practice it kind of like with a metronome. So he'll do the rhino here. So I'm here, go 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6. And then you go back. Go 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6. And then you can always speed it up. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So go 1, 1,000. Let me put my knee back in. Okay. So, so with that momentum, the key to this is dropping the hip. Your hip should be on their face, not necessarily your leg, okay? Because you should step over deep. So as you tilt left, it's like you want to roll your hip on their neck. Just be careful. Curve. With curve. Look, as you go here, my right knee slides a little bit forward towards his belt line. As I step, my left elbow is pushing my left inner knee here. Because even here, if he reaches with his hands, because he's here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, another thing is this. If you grab a little bit on the wrist palm here versus here, you don't leave him much room to save their arm. So he grabs your own arm, your hand, and it makes it very easy to pull it out. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So one more time. So as you grab here, okay? Initially you can grab here, but there's a lot of hand there, which is fine. But you can grab right about here, okay? Doesn't leave much grip here. So now from here, my left knee comes to a little bit to his back right, my right knee forward. Yeah, and I elevated my hips right here as I sit, and his hands grab, and then grab my hand. this up there. Good look.
Because you're not leaving him space to grab his own hand.
Correct.
Yeah, there's no space. Look. And then you can practice it from here. You practice it here and you say, save your hands. Okay, look, okay, so they grab your hand. So you create tension, all you do is this. Okay? Alright guys, let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir.